Every year, the world produces over 2 billion tires, and a significant portion of them eventually become waste. Disposing of old tires is a massive environmental challenge, as they take centuries to decompose and often end up in landfills or illegal dumping sites. However, an innovative shift is taking place in the manufacturing industry. Factories are now repurposing old tires into brand new ones, particularly for heavy-duty machinery like tractors. But how is this even possible? Can worn-out, discarded rubber truly be transformed into durable, high-performance tractor tires? The answer lies in advanced recycling technologies and cutting-edge engineering processes that push the boundaries of sustainability. In this video, we'll take you inside a factory that specializes in making tractor tires from recycled materials. You'll witness the fascinating step-by-step transformation of old, unusable tires into strong, long-lasting ones that can withstand the toughest farming conditions. From the intricate process of shredding and devulcanization to the high-pressure molding techniques, this is a mind-blowing look at how innovation is shaping the future of the tire industry. But before we dive into the factory process, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on other videos about insane recycling processes. Unlike regular car tires, tractor tires are built for extreme conditions. They need to handle heavy loads, rough terrains, and unpredictable weather while maintaining stability and traction. A single tractor tire can weigh over 400 pounds and stand more than 6 feet tall, making them some of the most robust tires in the industry. But what makes these tires so special? Their deep, aggressive treads allow tractors to grip uneven surfaces like mud, sand, and rocky fields. Unlike highway tires, which focus on smooth rides, tractor tires prioritize power and efficiency to ensure farming operations run smoothly. However, traditional tractor tire manufacturing is resource-intensive. It requires large amounts of rubber, steel, and chemicals, which contribute to deforestation, carbon emissions, and waste. With millions of tires being discarded every year, finding a sustainable alternative has become essential. This is where recycled tire technology comes in. Instead of relying solely on virgin materials, manufacturers are now using old tires and reclaimed rubber to produce high-performance, eco-friendly tractor tires. But how do they manage to turn worn-out, discarded rubber into something durable enough for modern farming? The process is more complex than you might think. Every year, millions of tires are thrown away, left to rot in landfills or burned, releasing clouds of toxic black smoke into the sky. These tires were once the backbone of farms, carrying the weight of heavy machinery across vast fields. But when they reach the end of their life, they become a massive problem. A problem the world struggles to solve. Recycling tractor tires isn't just difficult. It's a battle against stubborn, unbreakable materials. These tires are made to endure years of punishment, reinforced with thick steel belts and layers of chemically treated rubber that refuse to break down. The very things that make them strong also make them nearly impossible to recycle. One of the biggest hurdles is vulcanization, a process that locks rubber into a tough, inflexible state. Once a tire is vulcanized, it won't melt, it won't dissolve. It just sits there, untouched by time, polluting the planet. Then there's the steel problem. Every tractor tire contains heavy-duty steel reinforcements buried deep inside. Before the rubber can be reused, that steel has to be removed, a process that's costly, time-consuming, and far from perfect. And yet, despite the odds, science is fighting back. Engineers and innovators are finding ways to break down old tires and give them a second life. A revolution is happening, one that could turn waste into something extraordinary. For decades, discarded tractor tires were seen as a lost cause, too tough to break down, too complex to recycle. But now, science is proving that nothing is truly wasted. Not even a tire that's been battered by years of hard labor. The secret? Groundbreaking technologies that can break apart even the toughest materials and transform them into something new. One of the most revolutionary methods is pyrolysis, a process that sounds almost like science fiction. Old tires are placed into a chamber and heated to extreme temperatures without oxygen, causing them to break down into reusable materials like oil, gas, and carbon black. What was once an environmental disaster is now a source of valuable resources. Another game-changing technology is micronized rubber powder, MRP. Instead of burning or melting rubber, this process grinds old tires into an ultra-fine powder that can be blended into new rubber compounds. The result? Stronger, more flexible, and more eco-friendly tires that perform just as well as those made from brand new materials. But before any of this can happen, the tires must first be shredded apart piece by piece. Powerful industrial shredders tear through rubber and steel with incredible force, reducing massive tractor tires into raw material that can be reprocessed. From there, the steel is removed, and the purified rubber is treated, reworked, and prepared for its second life. Alright, now that we know how old tires are broken down, let's step inside the factory and see how they're turned into brand new tractor tires. This process is a mix of heavy-duty machines, high-tech engineering, and a little bit of recycling magic. First, the factory collects old, worn-out tractor tires from farms, junkyards, and recycling centers. Workers sort them out. Some are too damaged to be used, but others still have good rubber that can be saved. Once sorted, the tires go through a massive industrial shredder. And when I say massive, I mean it can tear through steel-reinforced rubber like it's nothing. The tires are ripped into small pieces, making them easier to process. Inside every tractor tire, there are thick steel belts that help keep the tire strong. But before the rubber can be reused, that steel has to come out. Powerful magnets and machines pull out the metal, which is then sent off to be melted down and recycled. Now, the factory is left with piles of shredded rubber. But it's not ready to be turned into a new tire just yet. It has to be cleaned, filtered, and broken down further to remove any leftover steel, dirt, or chemicals. The cleaned rubber is then mixed with fresh rubber, special oils, and strengthening chemicals. This blend ensures that the final product is just as strong and durable as traditional tractor tires. The goal is to use as much recycled material as possible while keeping the tire tough enough for heavy farm work. Now comes the cool part, giving the rubber its shape. The soft rubber mixture is poured into giant tire molds, where it's pressed and shaped under extreme pressure. Every single detail, the treads, the curves, the grip, is carefully designed to make sure the tire performs at its best. Once the tires have their shape, they go into a high-temperature oven in a process called curing. This step locks in the strength and durability, making sure the rubber is tough enough to handle mud, rocks, and heavy loads. Before these tires hit the fields, they go through serious testing. Machines stretch, twist, and roll them to see if they can handle the pressure. Only the best ones make the cut. And just like that, an old discarded tire gets a brand new life, ready to take on farms, fields, and the toughest terrains. But why go through all this effort? Let's talk about why recycling tires actually matters. Well, for one, recycling tires helps the planet, big time. Every year, millions of old tires pile up in landfills or get burned, releasing toxic chemicals into the air. By recycling, we're reducing waste, cutting pollution, and saving natural resources like rubber and oil. But it's not just about the environment, it's also about saving money. Making tires from recycled materials costs less than using brand new rubber. That means cheaper production costs for manufacturers and eventually cheaper tires for farmers. And here's the best part. These recycled tires perform just as well as traditional ones. They're strong, durable, and built to handle heavy-duty farm work. So, we're not just recycling for the sake of it. We're creating high-quality, eco-friendly tires that actually work. This isn't just an experiment. Big companies are already doing it. Take Continental, for example. They've started making tires using recycled plastic bottles, proving that sustainable materials can work in high-performance tires. Other manufacturers are using recycled rubber, bio-based oils, and even industrial waste to create strong, long-lasting tires. Some factories are now fully dedicated to making recycled tractor tires, helping farmers reduce costs while supporting the environment. This is the future of manufacturing: less waste, lower costs, and better performance. On this channel, we produce many videos about recycling processes like this. Don't forget to follow if you find this interesting. Tire recycling is just getting started. In the future, we'll see even more advanced technology that makes the process faster, cheaper, and even more efficient. Scientists are working on new ways to break down rubber at the molecular level, which could make 100% tire recycling possible. Some companies are even experimenting with fully biodegradable tires, made from natural plant-based materials. Imagine a world where tractor tires don't just last longer, but also disappear safely when they're no longer needed. The future is clear: less waste, stronger tires, and a cleaner planet. And it all starts with recycling.